Rotted cavity. Ribs cave under weight of ancients. No gold in this chest. A beating, bony hand splintering against splinters. It can swim, if allowed to crawl out first. No floating. Waterlogged marrow. Saline, sanguine singing. Blowing bubbles in the bath. On Sunday, I spent like 4 hours watching Lineup from that YouTube channel Cut, and I was thinking about making a video essay about those, but by Monday, I was feeling way too overwhelmed by the prospect, so we're not doing that. The point was for this to be easy, not to find ways to make it more challenging. Nobody is watching me here. I think the only person who doesn't already subscribe to this channel, who knows about these videos, is my therapist. There's literally nobody to impress. There's no reason to try and be impressive. This is for me. And it's easy so that I will actually finish it. So I will keep making videos, which is the point. That in mind, I decided to take a little bit of inspiration from when I was writing those poems a day, one poem a day. What I found when I was doing that is that poetry really helps me get my thoughts down. Given enough runway in real life conversation, I will just talk for hours on end. Like, I will talk around the same idea 5 or 6 times. I will talk through every single one of its intricacies and complexities. And by the end, I might not understand it any better. Like, I might not even get to what I was trying to say to begin with. If I do, it feels cheapened. It feels like it doesn't have the same impact because of all of the other words that I've wasted trying to get to this one sentence. Anyone who knows me is probably painfully aware of this very bad habit. I'm so sorry for all those late nights in the car or on your couch or in the lounge in our dorm building. But with the constraint of a short poem, I'm only allowed to say a little bit of the whole thought, the whole idea, and the rest I have to imply. I actually wrote a poem about this in October. One of the lines was, "If you want, they can be only as long as the thought you're having. Sometimes they get too big on lined paper." A poem isn't as exact as writing something out longhand, as talking all the way through an idea, but it gets the idea out of my head so I can move on to something else, do something else with my life. And that was the other big thing about writing these short poems. I could get them done in like 2 hours tops. And because I could get them done in one sitting, there wouldn't be any interruptions in my work period. So like there wouldn't be any opportunity for me to lose momentum on a thought. I've always known this about myself, but I was like reminded of it really heavily, really seriously on Monday when I woke up, and I just could not find any will to keep writing this video essay that I was so excited about the day before. I work best on things that can be completed in more or less one sitting. Like anything that takes longer than a day to finish, I suck at. I have real problems with creative inertia. Like, if I stop working, it takes a Herculean effort to get me to start working again. With the poems, maybe I would write down a little bit. I'd write down a line or two, and then I'd go take a shower. But that wasn't really an interruption, because I'd go take a shower, and I would still be mulling over, thinking over what I was trying to say. Oftentimes, I would come back out of the shower with a finished poem. I feel like I do most of my best writing in the shower. Or maybe I would finish one draft before I left for work that day, and then return to it later on if I had better ideas. But because it would basically be done already, or a version of it would be done, a serviceable version of it would be done, there was no pressure to get started again. I wouldn't have to do the genuinely hard work of rebuilding all of the energy and excitement behind an idea. The energy and excitement that I had when I first got that idea. But I can do long projects if they're just a series of discrete short projects. Like, I wasn't really writing a poem every day for a month. I was writing one poem today. And then tomorrow I would write tomorrow's poem, and so on for 31 days or whatever. That's what I really liked. Like? unclear on if I will be going back to working in restaurants or not, but that's what I really liked about working in restaurants. Once one work period is over, it's over. It does not come home with you. You don't have to think about it again. So, in short, I'm going to be making videos the way that I used to write poems, with the rule of thumb being that it has to be something I can complete in more or less a day. I also want to start writing more poetry and including it here. Writing poems makes me happy. It does good things for my brain. It helps me get ideas out so I don't ruminate on them for longer than they deserve. Do what makes you happy feels like such a superficial aphoristic thing to say, but I guess it's not so bad if you translate what makes you happy into whatever actually improves your quality of life. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week. 3 in a row.